What's up guys, Josh with Metal in Motion. Welcome back to another video. Today is a how to diagnose spark on a blower. This is in response to a YouTuber, Alan McDowell. I was writing him this morning. He has a Poland Pro 46 BT backpack blower and he was wanting to know how to diagnose it. He was thinking maybe his kill switch was bad and he didn't want to, put a kill switch on it and it'd be the coil, or put a coil on it and it'd be just the kill switch. So I've got this scrapped out Craftsman blower on my bench. Before I pitched this thing, I wanted to go ahead and shoot a video in response to him, but you guys can learn as well. So let's jump in. So these blowers, of course, have got, usually a kill switch. Sometimes the kill switch is built into a lever, something similar like this. When you would push it down, it would kill it, and when you raise it up. But, an on-off switch is going to be there somewhere. But this throttle cable and the kill switch wires run along this tube, coming around this backside, underneath the engine, and popping up here. Here's our throttle cable. There's no carburetor on this, obviously. And then these are our kill wires. There's two wires in there. One is bolted directly to the ignition coil. I'll show you in a second. The other one has a little spade terminal that just clips on top of the coil. And what we want to do is we want to get access to those wires to be able to disconnect at least one of them to break the circuit for the kill switch so that we're not grounding out the ignition coil either by accident or on purpose. So we need to get this cover off on this particular model. Now, some blowers and a lot of blowers have got a break point. They've got two bullet connectors in line, usually somewhere like through here. This one does not. And you can kind of pull back the sheathing and you'll see two connectors. And you can actually disconnect these kill wires from the outside. And what that allows you to do is you could actually plug your voltmeter, your continuity tester, DVOM on continuity, and check from here all the way up to the kill switch and turn the kill switch on and off, and you can actually see if you have continuity or not, which usually in the off position you would have continuity because it's going to complete the circuit and ground out the coil. In the on position it would be OL, or no continuity. So that allows you to test from here back, and then that kind of breaks it into two parts. So you know if the problem is from here that way or from here this way. So in this case, I don't have any connectors, so I need to go ahead and pull this off, which I've already done. All right, so we're gonna get this off. Now these are just Torx screws. And you probably can't see that. It's a Torx bit, like a star-shaped, to get these off. And there's a handful of them that go around the perimeter. You usually have a couple around the recoil. Usually the recoil ones are fine threads. The ones that go into the plastic are coarse threaded screws. So we pulled this off. Now most blowers, I shouldn't say most, a lot of blowers will have your flywheel and your ignition coil right here. And you'll be able to just disconnect it and work with it. This one is backwards. This coil, let me see if I can get a flashlight. This one is up inside there. There you go, you can see right there, that red wire goes to the spade terminal on the coil. It's not wanting to focus being in there like that. There you go. So I want to reach in there with a pair of needle nose or a pair of hemostats and just disconnect that one wire, and we'll check it. All right, I wanted to show you guys what we're looking at in there because obviously we can't get the camera in there. This is a two-stroke coil. This goes to the spark plug. This is the two mounting bolts. And this is the little red wire that we disconnected that goes to that tab. That's what kills this ignition coil. There's also a ring terminal that's bolted to the mounting bolt. And this goes up to the kill switch. It goes from the kill switch back to this red wire. So this is where they're getting the ground for that kill switch. So by disconnecting this right at the coil, there's nothing else other than maybe the gap. You could probably take it off and just make sure the surfaces are clean and everything, that it's not rusty or anything like that. Other than that, if you've disconnected this and you spin the engine over and you don't have spark, pitch this thing and you'll get another one. There is our kill switch circuit disconnected. Now we could retest this for spark. Now this thing has spark, but I'm going to go through the process anyways. You would either need to put your cover back on so that you can use the recoil and just temporarily put a couple bolts in it to hold it. You don't have to put every one back on. Leave the spark plug out because if this thing fires up, again, it's going to start running and you're not going to be able to shut it off unless you somehow choke the carburetor. So just take the plug out. I'm using a spark plug tester. These are these cheap ones from O'Reilly's $5 or $6 each. Plug it into the spark plug wire, and I've got a little jumper wire that I'm just grounding out to the engine because it has to be grounded. And then I'm not going to put the cover on. For you guys, I'm going to spin this with a drill. So we have spark, but it takes quite a bit of speed to get that spark going. Okay, so let's see if we can hook up and check our kill wire. Okay, now obviously if we didn't have spark, we disconnected this red wire from the coil, and now we have spark, that tells us the problem is on the kill wire circuit. So the black wire going from the coil up to the kill switch most likely is not the problem. But the kill switch can get water in it, it can get stuck, and so when you think it's turned on, really it's turned off and it's still grounding the circuit. So it could be a bad kill switch, or that red wire coming from the kill switch that comes up to here, yours might be a different colored wire, in this case it's red, could be grounding against the back of the engine, it's got a bare spot on it, and it's grounding out the coil, and it's just simply bypassing the kill switch altogether. So you would want to inspect these two wires, really the one wire that's connected to the little flat spade. You would want to inspect it all the way back to the kill switch to find the problem. I'm just going to set this on the beep mode, which is this little speaker right here. So when I touch these leads, not only does it show me the continuity, but it's going to beep anything under 10 ohms. So I'm going to, this spade terminal is big enough that this will just sit right in there. You don't really want to poke your connectors with your tips because you'll open them up and then you'll get bad connections down the road, but this thing is loose enough already. And I'm just going to go from there, and I'm touching here, and as you can see, we have nothing. If I turn the switch off, we have continuity. So that is on, continuity is broken, and that is off, that is putting continuity through the system, and that's grounding out the coil. Okay, for those of you that don't have beep mode, the switch is turned on right now, turning it off. There you go, 0.4, 0.3, that's about what I would expect. It should just be a straight short. So a quick recap, you don't have any spark, you've disconnected the wire from the coil, now you have spark. The problem is not the coil, the problem is the kill circuit, wire's grounded out, or the kill switch is bad, something like that. If you've disconnected the wire and you still don't have spark, double check that the gap is correct, double check that the coil where it bolts to the engine is clean and tight. Otherwise, pitch that thing in the trash, go buy another one. And that's it, guys. That's how I diagnose spark on a leaf blower. So if you guys have any questions, Alan, I hope that helps you out. Feel free to hit me up in the comments. Otherwise, I'm Josh with Metal in Motion. We'll catch you guys next time.